Hello, students. I'm going to explain how to do the next part of this comic project. Basically, you will do part two, assuming that you have done part one. But in case you haven't done part one, I'm going to explain part one first. So you will need to make a copy of this document, okay, because it's still um, request for edit access. It means that you have to make a copy. So you do that, you make a copy and then write your name. Okay, so you will write your name here and then your class, and then you start follow the instructions for part one. So if you see there is clear instructions. Please read it one by one and also try to open the resources that I insert here. So if you notice that I insert resources from National Geographic as well as additional resources from Red List. Okay. So basically the idea of part one is you need to identify the issue or topic for the comic. It is important because if you don't have this, then you don't have the story for your comic later. So on the first box here, you have to decide which endangered animal that you would like to investigate further. If you want to find out more about what endangered species that is actually listed so far, you can actually go to this article from one of the link that I have provided, okay? Or you can actually use this one, the red list. This one is also include the endangered animal there. So basically you can, for example, you want to find out whether giant panda is endangered or not. Okay, so you can do that. I will just give example. So let's say that if I use green sea turtle, is it endangered? Let's see. Based on this document, green sea turtle is endangered, yeah, as well as this manatee here. Grizzly bear is also endangered as well as bald eagle. Okay, now let's see. I'm going to start part one. So I will just put green sea turtle here. And then I'm going to start describing my background knowledge about the animal. Green sea turtle uh, is endangered because of plastic waste in the ocean. Okay, that's one of my background knowledge, and you continue next. You can add as many as background knowledge as you can, so you put it there. And then after that, after you find out your background knowledge, then you can start doing research. So this part is when you start doing the research. How can you find the causes, the real causes and the threats so they become endangered? There are two ways to do that. One is through Google. You can actually Google it. Why green sea turtle endangered? Or you can actually go to this website, the Red List website that I have put in this document. The link is there already. You just need to find out what is the threats. So based on what I read, basically the main threat of this green sea turtle are because their habitat is used for recreation and tourism. That's one of the cause or one of the threat that I found in this website. So once you finish with the causes, I have found the causes from two websites that I put here on the link. You now can explain what is the impact of if we lose green sea turtle. What is the impact to the biodiversity? As I know that green sea turtle is the main food of shark, yeah, and also green sea turtle eat seagrass. So basically, the idea is if green sea turtle is gone, then the shark don't have food, right? And also the seagrass is getting longer. And finally, we cannot control the seagrass because there are so many um, species that actually also depend on the seagrass. So you have to explain the impact there. And lastly, then you will need to find out the possible solutions for saving this animal. And you can find the answer to these two links that I found here. So basically, one of them is by educating others, basically, okay, and involve government by writing letter to raise awareness, something like that. So try to find the possible solution. Okay, so this is the idea. If you have finished with part 1, you will use this as a story for part 2 because in part 2 you start writing the story.